You have probably sat in those kickoffs where everyone nodded at the RACI slide, and 6 weeks later, no one could answer a simple question. Who owns the decision right now? And if fails, who is accountable? And who needs to be asked before we moved? If that sounds familiar to you, do me a favor before we even dive in. Like this video, save the playlist so that you can come back to it, and subscribe with the bell on, because I drop at least one video every weekend, which is going to help you ship with more confidence. Now let's turn this RACI from a box into a slide into a working agreement your team can actually use. Here are the boundaries in plain English. Responsible is the one who actually does the work and moves the ball. Accountable owns the outcome and signs off. There is exactly going to be one accountable per deliverable, or your decision is going to drift. Consulted gives input you must consider before you move. It's a two-way conversation, not an FYI. And informed gets the timely updates after the move. It's a one-way communication generally, so there are no surprises. The biggest confusion I say is mixing your R's and A's, or sparkling A across 3 people to keep that peace. Don't do that. If more than 1 people are accountable, no one is. Second confusion is turning your C's into your veto groups. C means we proactively ask for expertise and context before we act. It doesn't mean we stop or stall, right? Third confusion is using I as your dumping ground. If everyone is I, no one reads. Now, how to build a RACI that survives real life in under an hour? Well, let's take some steps here. Step 1. List the top 8 to 12 decisions and deliverables that actually create risk if they stall. Think of it like release go-no-goes, your data model changes, vendor selections, budget changes, approvals, major scope shifts. Step 2. Assign a single A for each item by domain, not by title. Product decisions might have product owners as A. Architecture decisions, the technical leads as A. Commercial decisions, the project sponsor as A. Step 3. Assign R to the people who will do the thing, who will do the work. For example, analysts, engineers, trainings, procurement, communications. Avoid team as an R unless the name is there for a named driver. Step 4. Add C only where their input changes risk. For example, security, privacy, finance, support, right? Step 5. Add I, that is informed, to those who must not be surprised. For example, your ops leads, your adjacent teams who, for example, the projects which are in flux as well. You need to keep them informed as well. Your environment meetings, your other communication meetings as well, right? Step 6. Test your map with 3 real scenarios in the room to see if it really holds under pressure, right? Step 7. Turn your map into cadence. Who meets when? What get pre-read? When C must be engaged, and how I is informed. Now, 3 quick examples so that you can hear it in action. Let's take some project level examples first. For example, a data lakehouse rollout governance, platform architecture change, for example, right? In this, A is going to be your tech lead. R are the data engineers implementing the pattern, right? C are security and data governance leads. I are product owners and support. Release go-no example now. Well, in this case, A is going to be your release manager or a sponsor depending upon your organization. R are the cross-functional team leads running those checklists. C are support and communications. I is definitely going to be your stakeholder group who heads it, right? Now, let's take some task level example. A BI dashboard for a weekly executive review. Defining definition of matrix. Let's take that. A is going to be your product owner. R is the BI building that logic. C are the financial and operations teams, those SMEs, right? I are definitely going to be the executive assistants preparing those materials. Now let's take another example. Publishing and socialized. A is definitely going to be your communications lead. R are your BI and project manager, together to package the drop. C are support and training. I are the broader leadership team. Okay, now let's take some assignment level example inside Agile sprint. This is going to be very interesting. Now, take something like integrate new data source. Now, in this case, A is still going to be your tech lead to make some integration level decisions, right? R is going to be your named engineer, picking up that story. C are the data governance and security folks. I are the analysts who depend on the feed for the next sprint. Notice how Agile and RACI play that nicely when you apply the RACI to the decisions and deliverables. Not every micro task, at least, right? So that your team remains still self-organized on how the work get done. Right? It's very important for self-developing teams, especially in the agile environment, while A still remains crystal clear on who owns the consequence. Right? Now, here are 5 rules that are going to keep your RACI clean. 1A per decision or deliverable. No exception. No orphaned R. Every item must have someone moving it. Keep your C lean. 3 or few or you will stall. Define A as roles or groups, not a giant list of names, and link your RACI to your calendar and artifacts. If C must be consulted, build it in your workflow with your pre-reads and decision deadlines. Now, let's take some common patterns to be avoided. I would say a manager grabbing A for every task, pushing your A closest to the actual work, right? C added too late, after the fact. Here is a quick checklist you can screenshot. 1. List the risk decisions and deliverables. 2. Assign exactly 1A for each. 3. Name R who moves it. 4. Add C only where it reduces the risk. 5. Set I so no one is surprised. 6. Test the map with the 3 real scenarios. 7. Turn it into a meeting cadence. Pre-reads and decision deadlines. If you want an easy diagnostics, ask this in your next stand-up. What is waiting on a decision? Who is the A? What input is missing from C? And who needs to be I if we move? If you cannot answer this in 10 seconds, your RACI isn't alive. Drop in comments with your hardest RACI confusion, and I will turn few into your live examples for a future video. If this helps, like the video, subscribe, and save the playlist, and hit the bell as well so that you don't miss another video when I post it on a weekend. I am Jesse Singh, a ProSci certified change practitioner, an experienced PMP, PMI's ACP, DA, SSM, IC Agile coach, and team facilitator. I help teams in complex environment with simple rules to create reliable delivery without the burnout. This isn't theory. This is the edge you have been looking for. So stay tuned, keep listening, but bye for now.